It's a lot more fun to talk about the Arizona Jets game. I really thought this was going to be a really competitive game. It was not. So it was a blast to watch for, kind of from the Arizona Cardinals side. What were kind of your big takeaways from a pretty impressive win? Another one from Arizona. They've kind of gotten hot all of a sudden. Yeah. What are your takeaways from this?
So I really liked that it was a pretty balanced game. Like that's another thing that I am starting to respect about the team, partially because that's what they're going for. We're not.
Mm-hmm.
We've talked before about we're not the 2013 Denver Broncos trying to set the passing record, and our run game works because everyone's terrified of our air game, and we're not the 2020 Tennessee Titans where our pass game kind of works because everyone's terrified of Derrick Henry. Um, we are trying to be an actual versatile team that can run it or pass it at a similar level. And we've had a couple of 3 weeks now here where a team has tried to just take away one thing, like an entire element of our game, thinking they can't beat us this way.
Yeah.
And they've been proven rather incorrect. This game, it was we're going to stop James Conner. And yet again, kind of like Miami, which I think we may have talked about this looking at this game, was they may try to stop the run, just commit to it. And they did pretty well against James Conner. He held him to 2.8 per carry. He did get in the end zone once. He still gets a lot of the hard yards. They did not hold James Conner in the air, but that kind of freak screenplay where he trotted down the sideline
Mm-hmm.
screwed me out of 4 points.
Okay.
That yeah. So that seemed to be what they committed to. And that's even with that, from halfway through the third quarter, we were basically just running the ball most of the time.
Yeah.
And we did eventually start breaking through. Their defense just had enough. But, this balanced attack thing where, you're going to guard low, we're going to hit you high and vice versa. Like that is something that I'm glad to see is working. Like if you're a passing team, we're just going to pass. We're Cincinnati. Then I want to see the pass game work well. I don't really care that much about the run game, but what we're trying to do is a little different. So this is exactly what I want to see there. The big surprise has been the defense. Because while I do think that there's a plenty of dysfunction with the Jets, they're not a terrible team, and they have some really talented guys. Garrett Wilson coming off,
Yeah.
probably the best catch we'll see all year with the whole shin thing.
Mm-hmm.
And we kept him to 41 yards. And Devontae Adams 13 targets and ended up with 31 yards. It looked like CeeDee Lamb stat line. Sorry, too soon. But he's got Aaron Rodgers throwing him the ball. So again, I was
Right.
very happy with that. We kind of gave them a bit of the run game. We're just like, oh no, they're going to run the ball on us a little bit. That's okay.
Mm-hmm.
But we're not going to let you beat us in the air. And we are definitely moving towards okay, we're going to give you from, it used to be the 20 to the 20. Now it's the 30 to the 20. We're going to give you that stretch of real estate. Okay. We're not
Yeah.
going to, it's going to be doable. You want to get in field goal range? You could probably do that.
Yeah.
But we're not going to give you anything past that. The red zone is just no man's land. So,
Yeah.
yeah, it was really good to see. We are maximizing on a lot of our possessions. I was just going to look something up real quick, but
Yeah.
we did what we did on our first 5 of 7 possessions. And the last 2, we really didn't care. I think the last possession we ended with us taking knees, but on their side of the field.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not going to show me, is it? Yeah. Okay. Here, by comparison, now we scored 31 points in 7 possessions. In the last one, we took knees. The Ravens scored 35 points off of 12 possessions.
Yeah.
So we have an incredibly efficient offense. Now, is Kyler Murray probably really going to be in the MVP conversation at the end of the year? No, probably not. He may get what do they call it? An honorable mention kind of
Yes.
thing. And
Yes.
that's cool. But I don't think that's what we're going for. It's just not what our offense is going to be. We're going to run the clock out. We may have the first 2-hour game. So
Sure.
anyway, I've rambled on and on. It was a really fun game to
Yeah.
watch. For the first half, I was still kind of waiting for Aaron Rodgers to turn into Magic Man. and it
And
just
show up. Yeah.
never really happened. So
Yeah.
now they're saying he's done, and I kind of feel kind of proud of us for cooking Aaron Rodgers. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
anyway, what about you? What did you
Oh
see?
man, yeah. This was okay. So this was a fun game. It was a little awkward because I had a good friend over who's a Jets fan, and it for them, it was a little awkward, right? But you already hit the efficiency. The offense was a lot of fun to watch because of how efficient it was. It was fun to watch Trey Benson. Like you said, he got a lot of opportunities in this game, especially I think kind of in that part leading up to the third quarter probably, and that was fun. And to see DJ Dallas come in and run was like, oh, that's how Arizona views where this game is. Is that you got to put him in? He's a lot of fun in other areas, special teams. But it was just like, oh, okay, that's where we're at. The score, as you pointed out, this was, just Arizona saying, hey, we don't need to score anymore. And the Jets completely giving up. It was impressive in that regard, right? And I think the defense, that has been maligned during the season, I think on a lot of fronts, played great. I think you were talking about Kyler Murray probably won't end up in the MVP conversation. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what the considerations are at the end of the season if you guys are deep in the playoffs and all that sort of stuff. Considering he's taken this team where they are with a 1 and 2 rookie wide receivers, which I think is pretty impressive. I don't care who they are. Granted, he does have Trey McBride, who's going to be making the argument for top 3 tight ends here very soon. The defense, though, I think Buda Baker, I think his name got mentioned during the game as Defensive Player of the Year candidate. What an amazing thing that would be. Even if he's just in the top few people, that would be huge. He, again, just had another pretty phenomenal game. Right now, I think he probably is the best safety in the league right now. He's just very dynamic at what he does, and he's a lot of fun to watch. I'll be very interested to see where they go. Kind of going forward. There's a lot of big games coming up this weekend. And it's interesting to see them leading that division. I did not anticipate that 10 games in, they would be leading the division. Be interested to see how long they can hold on to it. Anything else from you on the Arizona game?
No, not really. It was cool to see DJ Dallas out there, kind of. Although it's the reason why is late in the game they pulled Trey Benson and James Conner, and Amari took like an awkward hit. Really good run, but he just landed I think he smacked his head on the grass, and they just wanted to give him a minute. He didn't have a concussion, everything I heard, but so they're like, well,
Just good.
this is why we've got a 4th running back, and so there's DJ, and he helped us run out the clock at the end of the game, so that was good. So yeah, the Buda Baker thing would be great. He is, some of the people have pointed out, in a lot of ways, he's having the best year of his career.
Mm-hmm.
He's second in the league in total tackles, or in in tackles, and you won't see another safety in that list for. Oh, that's not true. Nick Cross with Indianapolis. I'm sorry, I just skipped right by him, but he's right there with them.
Yeah.
But he's got other things. He's not getting a lot of interceptions. The Arizona Cardinals are not getting a ton of turnovers. But again, that just doesn't seem to be our game. So, but yeah, no, it's been fun. It was really good to get a win going into our bye, so I didn't have to wait 2 weeks to wash the taste of this out of my mouth.
Yeah.
We come back and we play Seattle, and we'll see what they are when we play them. I think so far they're looking very beatable. And I think they're playing San Francisco this coming week, so that'll be a tough one for them. They may be completely falling apart by then. Who knows? Who knows what'll happen? But
it's a crazy division.
It's fun. I am looking forward to getting some guys back as well.